All right, so today we're gonna go over front delts or anterior delts. And I've heard over the years, don't worry about it. It's gonna get involved when you're doing chest, but to me, that's just a half-ass way and the wrong way to look at it. So let me explain why. When I'm training chest, I'm consciously trying to disengage my anterior delts and triceps through the entire movement, keeping it in my chest. Now to ask my anterior delts to grow from that, from the scraps I give it from those movements, just doesn't make sense to me. Now I wouldn't necessarily program an entire front delt day like I'm doing right now, but what I would do is pick some of the exercises you like, throw them into your program, throw them into your shoulder day, and see the results you get. One of my favorite movements is dumbbell front raises. And I do this unilaterally because I'm just as guilty as everybody else. If I got two hands on it, I'll start moving that weight and just throwing it up and just really not even engaging that front delt like I want to. So I focus one at a time and I actually pull across my body and get a little bit more of a flexion. For me, that works. And there's two variations I really like to do. This one I'm doing a neutral grip, but I also do an underhand grip. Same movement. For me, sometimes it feels better, but it's all in the moment. So I test it out and do 1 or 2 sets with each, and then I use that throughout. One thing you'll notice is I don't go all the way down. My starting position is right at that knee, coming up from there. Because for me, all the people I've worked with over the years and myself, if you stretch all the way down to a full stretch, re-engaging that, you're gonna get a lot of trap, you're gonna get a lot of muscles to jump in, even flexing that bicep will come in. So if you keep it engaged the entire time, you'll be able to connect with that muscle that much more. As I've gotten older, I really cut down on a lot of the shoulder presses I do. I actually narrowed it down to just one shoulder press, and that's the hammer press where your elbows are tucked in. I'm actually on about a 75-degree bench, leaning back against it, and that's that straight press up. Because for me, every time I've tweaked my shoulder, even just a little bit, has been from that open, vulnerable position of pressing. Nice part about these is you can still push a ton of weight, right? So I'm still using weight that I can do for 8 to 10 reps, and you don't have to worry about, dumping the weight. Normal shoulder press, I've heard stories of kids jacking themselves in the head and dying. It's straight in front of you. So you're pressing straight up. If you need to dump it, you dump it forward or dump it on your legs. It's easy. Also, you get a nice extreme stretch at the bottom, and it's not that vulnerable, horrible position you put your shoulder in out here where other muscles will jump in or that shoulder will collapse. You're tucked in front, and from there, even if you have to give yourself a little bit of a kick, it's more of a natural motion. You're not forcing that shoulder up and it's stretched beyond the point of no return. You're only stretching it into your body and then straight up. I saw Evan do these a long time ago and I loved it because not only do you hit that anterior delt on the front raise, but as you come back, you hit that lateral head and even that posterior delt on the way back. And then as you come forward again, putting all that pressure back into that front delt. It's a real lightweight. I'm using 30 pounds. One thing to note on these is you're going to want to go super wide with the hands. If you have a fixed bar, usually as wide as you can go on there, and you're doing it right when as you pull back, it's a perfect right angle with those elbows. This last exercise, one of my favorites to burn out shoulders. We're doing 3 different exercises in one, 20 reps of each. The first exercise is just an old school one, I just call it bus driver, but all you're gonna do is rotate it back and forth, putting pressure on those delts the entire time. Try to keep it out of your traps. If it jumps in your traps, just lean back against the bench and usually you can keep it out there a little bit better. The next one is a front raise, but grab nice and low on the plate because again, you'll get more activation out of the anterior delt by squeezing up like this, then out or on top. And then the last one is just a press, but 25 pounds doesn't seem like a lot, but after you've just done 40 reps of those, pressing that straight up, getting a nice full stretch at the bottom is just gonna burn them out. I'm actually gonna do a set of those because I don't even think the one I filmed before would do justice just doing a couple. So I'll do 20 reps of each and you'll see how hard it gets. Like always, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, get after it, get growing. I'll talk to you soon.